Hello, everyone. My name is George Morgan III, academic advisor here at Penn State Barron. Also spearhead the advising workshops that we have taking place every semester. And this is our first advising workshop this semester, and we're going to talk about how to navigate LionPATH. Now, keep in mind, this is only part one. Part two will take place, I believe, sometime in March, around scheduling and whatnot. But this is part one because navigating LionPATH can be a lot, and it can, be challenging at times. It's a plethora of information to go over. But today specifically, we are going to go over understanding the student home base, completing and using major preferences activity guide, using the update academics, using update campus, and lastly, understanding holds and a to-do list. So what you see here is typically what you would see when you sign in successfully to your LionPATH, right? So we're gonna start from left to right. So first and foremost, you see the class section, class schedule. It's important to note that, once you access LionPATH, it displays your classes for the current week. And then there's an arrow in there that you can click, and then you can see the next week after that, and so forth. If you were to click the More link, it will display additional information about your classes, give you a top to bottom vertical list of your classes, where they're at, the instructor, etc. And I think it'll give you an opportunity to actually print off your schedule as well. So moving a little bit more to the right, we have enrollment dates. And this is important each semester for students to pay attention to. I don't believe fall 2024 has got up there yet, but when it does, you'll see it under term and then under begins on whatever date that is set for you, whether it be April 10th, 2024 at midnight. That's when scheduling will open up for you. So it's important to be conscientious of that enrollment date. Right below that, you have the final exam schedule icon. It's important to go in there and check out your final exam schedule. And if you feel like there's some conflicts, there's a form that you can fill out and submit to our registrar's office with regards to any conflicts that you foresee on your schedule. And then right below that, we have the grades section, which will display the last 4 terms you attended Penn State. When you select a term, it will display your course grades for that specific term. And then to the right of grades, we have what's called quick links. Now, what's cool about this is that, you can access the academic calendar here. You can go straight to Canvas, where the majority of your classes are. If you need to shoot a quick email, click email, etc. They have schedule builder on there. Starfish, if you need to schedule an appointment with your respective faculty advisor or academic advisor, is right there. And I even recently learned that this is where students can go to search for job opportunities on campus. So quick links is, where you could go. I'm gonna move up a little bit and go to the top right. You see the top right, and you have about 5 different boxes: find classes, enrollment, degree planning and progress, transfer credit, and academic records. I'm gonna focus on those specifically today, and then at the end, I'm gonna bring it back around to the holds and to-do list area. So with regards to find classes, you'll notice that on the left side, there's another place where you can access your schedule builder to build a schedule for the upcoming semester. Also, available is their course catalog and linked course search. And right in the middle is where you have, institution is already gonna be there, and term, you can click on that link and put it to a specific term. So the next term for you would be fall 2024. And once you did that in campus, you would select Erie. And then if you're looking for a specific class, like whether it be like math, you can click on subject and all the classes are in alphabetical order. And then you can scroll down, select a class, or actually click search, and then it'll show you all the open classes. Another thing that's cool about the find classes area is the additional search criteria area. You click that, you would be able to search for specific gen eds, whether it be an arts class, humanities, social science, interdomain class. You can search specifically for those classes under that additional search criteria. And let me go up a little bit. Where you see session, if you were to click session, this is where you can search specific academic sessions, whether it be the first 7-week session or the second 7-week session. Sometimes students will come in and be like, hey, I need another class. I need to late drop this class, but is there another class that I could take? And typically for this semester, off the top of my head, I believe those second 7-week sessions would begin around like March 11th or something like that. So that's where you can search for that in the event that you needed to search for an additional class. Moving right along, right under the find classes area, the next icon was enrollment. And on the left side, you see, a lot of different icons that you can click on. Add classes, self-explanatory. Whenever you're scheduling your classes, you can click that. In the event that during the semester you need to drop classes, or even prior to the semester starting, if you wanted to drop a class from your schedule, that's where you would go. Around scheduling time as well, in the event that you wanted to swap a class, say you were interested in taking math 21 over, a gen ed one semester, you could literally put the class number in there and swap the class immediately. It's the quickest, most effective way to do it. And then, you have your enrollment shopping cart where all your, classes would be held prior to officially enrolling into those classes. Your enrollment date, you click on that, it'll show you when specifically you can enroll for the next semester. And lastly, prerequisite override form. So a student, let's just give you an example of, say, I was a biology student and I wanted to get into math 22 and take chemistry 110, maybe chemistry 111 simultaneously. If you look at the prerequisites for Chem 110, you need at least math 22 to get into the class. So if a student wanted to take those two classes simultaneously, they just click on prerequisite override, fill out the information. The science department will review it and then make a decision, whether or not they will okay that. And then a student will get an email. And then you see, when you click on enrollment, you'll see that your current schedule at the bottom of the screen. So that's the enrollment icon. Degree planning in progress has a lot on the left side. I'm not going to get in detail with every single icon. I'm only going to focus primarily on 3, but briefly, if you were to click on what if report, the what if report is basically the blueprint to someone's graduation. When you click on what if report, you can put in a specific major and then submit it, and it'll show you exactly what you need with regards to the major requirements, your remaining gen ed requirements, such things of that nature, right? GPA calculator, pretty self-explanatory. during the semester, if you got, 4 or 5 classes and okay, I'm gonna get 3 Bs, I think I'm gonna get 3 Bs in this class, maybe a C in this class, maybe an A in this class, you can plug those grades in and submit that into the GPA calculator. It'll work for you. Moving right along, what I want to focus on specifically under degree planning and progress is view my major preferences, update academics, and update campus. Reason I want to go over view my major preference because the university is going to prompt you to update your major preference every year. And it's a common hold for students each semester. So that's why it's important to do that. But not only that, it gives you, your advisor, an idea of, what major you want to pursue or what you're thinking about. So when you get to that view my major preferences section, it gives you an option to select at least 3 majors. You don't necessarily have to, but if you were in between 3 different majors, you can put those 3 different majors in there. 2 of them would be like, 33 points. And then one of the other one would be like 34 points, but you want it to equate to 100. But if you know for certain, I want to go for communications, then you just put 100 in that point section, go down to the bottom, click save. And that way you got your major preferences taken care of. And this is, like I said, this is one of the common holds that students will have on their account when they come into the office and trying to schedule for future semesters. They'll be like, well, I got this hold. And I'm like, all you got to do is go in there and update your major preferences and you're okay. Any questions so far? Everything good? All right. Updating your academics, very, very important area. Students typically will go in and update their academics around the 4th semester. Reason being is because at that time, a student has probably already completed or almost have completed the entrance to major requirements for that respective major. So say, for instance, I had a student who was a business major. I know off the top of my head, that major requires about 5 entrance to major courses with a C or better. So if a student had those classes under their belt, they can then go into the system as a DUS student and then request to update their academics. What they would do is click change, and then it'll ask you what location, what campus location, you select Erie, and then, you could add a minor at any time, but if you wanted to add a minor, you could do so, and then you go to the next page. Well, for this example, I used communications. So selected the ending campus, I put communications in there, and then all you would need to do is click accept. Once you click accept, the system's going to do a quick audit, look at your course history, make sure you have entrance to major requirements, if any, for that particular major. And then if you do have the entrance to major requirements, then you're gonna get a notice that's going to say you've been admitted into the program. Say you have 4 or 5 entrance to major requirements completed and you're in that last one for this semester. When you click accept, you're gonna get a notification that says you've been conditionally admitted into the program, and it might have that class that you still need to complete. Maybe it'll say like Finance 301. Most business students, that's the last one that they need to complete. And then once that happens, you'll be okay. Once you successfully complete the class with a C or better, then you'll be officially into the program. But that's how you update your academics. And you can update it as much as you want to. You don't have to update it one time and then be like, well, I already declared my major, I can't go back in there. You can go back in there and change it if you have a change of heart. I've had students do it all the time, go from business to biology or vice versa. With regards to updating campus. Now, say you're an individual who's looking to transition, welcome, come on in, thank you, have a seat. Say you're a student who is wanting to transition to University Park. Say you're here for 4 semesters and you know you want to transition to Schmill School of Business for marketing, just to use that for an example. If you submitted your update academics and it went through successfully, then you can go in the system and, submit your change of campus request. It'll, on the left side, it'll show you how many cumulative credits you have, what your GPA is, etc. I have an arrow pointing to fall 2024, which is important because once that changes every semester. And most recently it changed from, I believe it was spring 2024 to fall 2024. Once that changes, that's letting students know, okay, I can go in there and request that for that specific semester. And then below, you want to do a permanent CLC. Any event you wanted to do a temporary CLC, say you were getting ready to start the semester and you broke your ankle, and then now you gotta go back home, have surgery. Obviously, you're not gonna be able to be here physically. In that case, some students will request a temporary change of campus, and that campus would be World Campus. And then they'll do everything virtually that semester, and then they'll come back or go back to their home semester after that one semester being temporary. But you click on your permanent CLC, request the campus. Again, if it was University Park, you put University Park in there. And then in the comments section, you could keep it brief, keep it simple. I intend to pursue marketing at University Park. I plan to transition fall 2024, period. And then you click next, make sure everything looks good, and then you submit it. Again, if your updated academics went in or went through successfully, then your change of campus is going to go through successfully. And it's important that students do that, especially if they're transitioning, because we have some students who will come in and only do update academics. And then they come in and they're like, well, I can't schedule classes. You didn't update your campus. You gotta update your campus. Transfer credit is right below degree planning in progress. Within this transfer credit area, you can locate your transfer credit history if you have transfer credits in from another institution. Say you go back home and you want to take math, and say you're from the Pittsburgh area, for example, and say you want to take a math class, you're a biology major, but you want to knock that math out during the summer or something. So you put the institution in there. Under all courses or PSU course attribute value, you click quantification, which is a math class, and then you select the math class to see if it would be the equivalent to what Penn State has for their math class. And for biology students, as an example, you need Math 140. So when you put that math class in there and click search, the next page will show you if that course is an equivalent. And as you can see, Math 201 Calculus at Community College of Allegheny County is the direct equivalent to Math 140 here at Penn State. So you know, okay, that's the equivalent. I can take Math 201, and then once I successfully pass that class at that other institution, I could request for that institution to send my academic transcripts to Barron Admissions. Bam, that's how you transfer that in. But transfer credit tool is a great tool to utilize. Students always come to our office when in doubt, and then we help them figure out, what they can take back home or somewhere else to transfer in. That last icon is academic records. And then under that, you'll see a list of things. I'm not gonna really get into too much detail with all of these. I will say that students do frequent the grade forgiveness area. And in a nutshell, say you earned an F in a class and you decided that you wanted to retake it, and you retook it and you got a B in the class. Once you get that new grade, you can go in, review the grade forgiveness policy, and then submit it. And in a nutshell, students can do up to 12 credits for grade forgiveness. And say you got a B the second time around, it basically would freeze that F in the system. And that B would be incorporated into your cumulative GPA and help your GPA go up. But again, you can only do that for about 12 credits. Let me see, if you're an incoming freshman, typically you would go to Alex Math Assessment to take your math assessment to get into your respective math class. Grades, pretty self-explanatory. You can click on grades, see what you got, click on your course history, see what you did in previous semesters and what you're enrolled in this current semester. So, holds and to-do lists. The most common holds that we see in academic advising, especially around the time when it comes to scheduling or in general, are financial aid holds and academic holds. At the top of your student home base, you'll see where holds is, you see where the to-do list is. If that number is greater than 0, then you would want to click on it and see what it is. And most likely, the same thing that you have under holds is going to be the same thing under your to-do list. Sometimes you may see university health services hold up there. That hold is typically if a student has like a vaccination or vaccination records that they haven't submitted to the university yet, then they have to take the steps to do that. And that hold will prevent you from scheduling your classes. So you want to be conscientious of holds and simultaneously be conscientious of your enrollment date, knowing and trying to remedy your holds prior to. So just to give you an example of a hold, say you're a student who is on academic warning. You will have an academic warning hold on your account, and this hold will prevent you from scheduling. If you're assigned to an academic advisor, your faculty advisor, you need to meet with them at least twice during a semester in order to get that hold lifted. Here's an example of a to-do list. And then you'll see on this to-do list that, this individual would need to complete the pre-registration activity guide, and just some notifications saying that they, Penn State received FAFSA information. This individual needs to confirm their citizenship status, such things of that nature. And there's gonna be times where you'll have stuff on your to-do list that you wouldn't necessarily need to do in order to schedule. Typically, like I said, if you have a financial aid hold, an academic warning hold, or some type of academic hold period, that's gonna prevent you from scheduling. So you wanna make sure you finish those up. Complete those prior to scheduling. Is there any questions that anybody has for me with regards to navigating LionPATH? I can go back to specific slides and explain something in greater detail for anyone. We got time. I got some time. Like I said, this is part 1. Part 2 in March, I'm going to dive a little bit deeper into how to go in and schedule classes, search for classes, specifically doing a what if report. Anybody? Any questions? Is there something that you would like to see? I know you came in a little later. Okay.
I have a question, sorry. You mentioned about the work campus. Does that work when you are in a major like nursing or any science major? Are you allowed to have online classes or they have to be in person?
That's a great question. Any student, the question for the people at Zoom was, if you're a specific major, can you take online classes through World Campus? Yes, you can. You can take those classes during the semester. Any event that, here's the policy. Since you would be a barren campus, you would need to request to be in that class at least a week prior to the semester starting. Reason being, World Campus students have first preference with those classes, but a week prior to the start of the semester, a student can email the registrar at World Campus and say, hey, I want to be in Astro 1 via World Campus. Can you please enroll me in that class if seats were to be open? And then you can do that. And you can do that for multiple classes. I have students who do it specifically for gen ed classes. They'll be taking their major required classes here in person, but they want to take a gen ed or two online. And the majority, obviously, those classes are going to be remote asynchronous. But yes, you can do that, but you have to be strategic when you are requesting these classes. I've had students request the classes the first week of classes, and still be able to get in because they see, oh, there's 35 seats left in Astro 1. Let me shoot an email to the registrar's office. And then as long as there's seats in the class, you'll be able to get in the class. And they add those classes for you manually. So after you request it, and if there's a seat, they'll put you in it. And then it'll show up on your class schedule. But yeah, that's a great question. You definitely can do that. But yeah, so I'll give you an example. This semester started, January 8th? So a lot of students, January 2nd, that Tuesday, January 2nd, they were sending the request into World Campus to get in specific classes. Good, great question. Anybody have any questions via Zoom? I know we got a couple peeps out there. Good question. You can put it in the chat. Okay, cool. Well, for the individuals who are in Zoom, there is a link to a survey that we have. And if you could fill out that survey, it would be much appreciated. The survey literally takes less than, 30 seconds to complete. And the reason we like to conduct surveys is we just don't make up workshops to do. We do these workshops based upon what students tell us they like to see. Some semesters we see, hey, I would like to improve on my communication. So we do workshops on professional communication. Each semester, most students will tell us, I want to improve on my study skills, time management skills, organizational skills. So we do workshops like that. So again, your input is valued, necessary, and much appreciated. Let me just check the chat, and if there's no more questions, then we appreciate your time and attention. And the next workshop will be Wednesday, January 24th. We have financial aid coming in, talking to you about the importance of financial literacy. Let's make some smart money decisions, such things of that nature. Have a great night.